I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I 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 need it!
Alrighty boys, what's going on? My name is Garen Belmont. How y'all doing today? So before we start this video, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for last video. I would say in terms of the year that I have been on YouTube, that is my most viewed video by far. It is easily, like without a doubt, my most viewed video. I think we gained, or I gained I should say, 100 subscribers. I think over 100 subscribers from that video. So I wanted to say thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I didn't want my a video like that to pop off as much as it did, just because it was really negative, and I don't want to be kind of like the source of negativity, and I want to try and like make positive videos and stuff like that. And I was also really heated in that video, so thank you so much. I apologize if you're someone who's looking for like a content creator who's usually negative about the game they play, then that's not me. Yeah, I'm gonna call bullshit out when bullshit happens, but I don't want that to be the main focus of my channel. But with that being said, I wanted to talk about the Hailey grind. So if you guys don't know, recently there was a hotfix that actually buffed the drop rate of Hailey's materials that come from infiltration. Yeah, dungeons. I call them dungeons. So I have been farming for Hailey the past couple days. I want to say 2-ish days. Granted, I've had to work. I recently finished my ultimate bunny grind, and now that I finished that, I can now not worry about that anymore, and I could start putting most of my focus towards getting Hailey. So that's been primarily what I've been farming. And in the B-roll footage, you guys are going to be seeing me do one of the dungeons that actually gives one of her materials. I believe it's like the first one, like the enhanced DNA. Excuse me, or something like that. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be honest with you. I still think the grind is too much. Now, if they don't want to change it after this, that is completely fine. I think the fact that they're changing invasion missions, it's very obvious that the developers wanted you to do this in tandem with doing invasion missions. So if you get tired of doing invasions, or you did your 4 for a day, then it's obvious that they want you to go out and maybe do infiltrations or dungeons, so that you're not like doing the same piece of content over and over and over. But we see with a lot of people that they're actually just doing infiltration. We're seeing a lot more people actually do this free to play. So it's obvious that the increase to the drop rate was much appreciated, and it was definitely needed, but I still think it's too much. And let me explain why, because I know that there are going to be a lot of white knights, or a lot of people that are like,
Oh my gosh, Gary, you're complaining again. Oh my gosh, I'm so sick and tired of you complaining. I hate complainers, blah, 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 blah. Man, shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay? I'm giving the developers the benefit of the doubt, and that's why I'm not angry. Okay, so if you're a new player to the game, currently we have 2 variants of Descendants, very similar to Warframe, where you have the base Warframes and then you have the Prime variants. In the first Descendant, currently we have base Descendants and then Prime Descendants, and I think that's where the issue lies, is that if we do eventually get to that point where we go through the main roster of Descendants and we get not the Prime, I almost said Prime, the ultimate variants of them, then I think the base grind for Hailey is honestly too long. Like, I would say I have farmed 4 ultimate Descendants. I've farmed ultimate Glay, ultimate Volby, ultimate Viessa, and ultimate Bunny, and I would say that out of all of the ultimates that I have farmed, Hailey takes up way more time. She actually takes a lot longer, because you have to sit there, you have to constantly run dungeons or invasions trying to get one particular item, and it just makes it so that it's a long and just unnecessary grind. It doesn't really make sense from the perspective of, this is still just a base Descendant.
we might not have her ultimate variant. But look at Ultimate Freyna, for instance. Ultimate Freyna, or sorry, regular Freyna, is honestly not that hard to farm. I know that when the game first came out, there were a lot of people that were talking about her drop rates. I almost said complaining. I almost became the thing that I hated. But a lot of people were talking about her drop rates, and I still find it hard to believe that some people did like 50 runs and didn't get one of her pieces. I'm sorry, I still just do not believe it. Unless someone could give me some evidence, then I'll believe it. But regular Freyna is not very hard to farm out, and so them making her ultimate variant, a lot harder than what her base variant is, I think it makes a lot of sense. But making it so that Hailey, a base version, is a lot harder to farm out compared to an ultimate Descendant, I just don't think this is the way. This is not the way. I'm just not a big fan of it. Now, granted, if they don't want to change it, that's completely fine for me. I would have liked to see a reduction in the 36 to maybe something akin to like, if we still want to make it grindy, 24. If we want to be very, very nice and very gracious developers, especially since Hailey, she's kind of smacking right now. She's like the new boss killer Descendant from what I hear. And that I would think that maybe 16 per, because currently right now in total you need 144 like in total of all of her materials. So I just think that's too much, especially when you compare it to every other Descendant in the game, whether they be whether they're some of the base ones, like the ones you actually get from amorphous materials, not like Hailey, Sharon, Blair, that you can actually get from just farming dungeons, very similar. But even those Descendants, they only require like one of each material and not 144, or sorry, 36 of each material. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's the holiday. I was planning on sleeping all day and I had to get up and mow the lawn. But yeah, I would say that before the hotfix, I want to say I did 20 runs and I only got 2 of her specific material. I was doing the same dungeon that you're seeing today, or in the B-roll footage, but after, I hit about 8. So I'm at 8 right now. I've been just farming this dungeon over and over and over, and I'm just going to farm the 36 that I need, and then I'm just going to go down the line, which is probably, maybe I should switch it up a little bit, but I feel like I'm the kind of person where I just work on one thing until I get it, and then I work on the next thing, and I just keep tackling things like that. But overall, I still think the Hailey grind is a little too much. I don't want to get super like negative or complaining about it, because I do appreciate the developers did make it easier to get her parts. I just still think it's a little too much, considering that she is just a base Descendant. And so I'm not going to really title this video anything that will hopefully not get clickbait, like not be like too clickbaity or like, trying to get views. I'll try and title it in like a more question way, like asking you guys, because I'm genuinely curious what everyone else feels. Do you feel like the grind is still too much? Do you feel like even after the hotfix, you still feel like you're being more pushed to spend the money? Now, I haven't spent the money regardless of the intro. I haven't spent any money on, I'm still free to play besides buying cosmetics. I want to support the developer, so I buy cosmetics. But yeah, guys, so let me know in the comment section, how do you guys feel? Do you still feel like the Hailey grind is still too much considering every other Descendant in the game? Do you still feel like that, if we do eventually get Ultimate Hailey, that the grinds make sense? You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain, but this is just how I feel, and I just wanted to kind of get that out there. But again, thank you all so much for honestly just over 100 new subscribers. I really appreciate it, and I also appreciate the views and just the support. It's been really nice, and I also wanted to say thank you to all the people who said kind words after I had a relative pass away. I did appreciate that. I didn't say it in the last video because I was heated about the whole season 1 situation with invasion missions, but I wanted to say it here because I feel like it's a lot more makes more sense to say it in this kind of video than me ranting. But yeah, guys. But with that being said, my name is Garen Belmont, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.